Namaste and Siddhi Pranam. Welcome to today's topic, which is importance of practicing silence during pregnancy. So let's first explore the power of silence during pregnancy specifically. So amidst the whirlwind of physical and emotional changes that accompany pregnancy, finding the moments of stillness and embracing the power of silence can have a lot of benefits for the maternal as well as the baby's well-being. While the world around us is often filled with noise and distractions, intentionally creating a space for silence during pregnancy can foster a deeper connection with oneself, the baby, as well as allow us to observe the transformative journey of motherhood. And the significance of silence during pregnancy and its potential to promote relaxation, mindfulness, and emotional balance are so many. So one is it allows us to create a calm environment. Silence provides an opportunity to create a calm and soothing environment that supports relaxation and tranquility, and minimizing the external noise and creating a space free from distraction can really help the mothers to find solace and create a sense of peace within themselves. And this can be achieved by turning off the electronic devices, finding a quiet corner, or just spending time in nature silently. And then it also allows us for mindful awareness. So silence allows for mindfulness awareness, and it encourages the mothers to fully be present in the moment. And by embracing silence, she can tune into the sensation of her body and the movements of the baby and the subtleties of the pregnancy experience. And mindfulness awareness promotes a deeper connection with oneself and the growing life within. It also fosters a sense of appreciation and gratitude for the journey of pregnancy. And then it also enhances the bond with the baby. The silent moments during pregnancy offers an opportunity for deep bonding with the baby and turning inward and creating that quiet space. Through that, mothers can really tune into their subtle movements and sensations and rhythm of the baby's presence. And this intimate connection allows for a profound bond to develop and nurture a sense of connection, love, communication between mother and the child. And this is a great opportunity for self-reflection and emotional balance also. The silence provides a fertile ground for self-reflection and emotional balance. So taking moments of silence allows the mothers to explore their thoughts, emotions, fears, and gain insight into their own needs and desires. And this self-reflection promotes emotional awareness and enables them to process and release any anxieties or concerns that they might have during the phase of pregnancy. And it can also foster a sense of empowerment and confidence for mothers to connect with their inner wisdom and intuition. And then it creates a sense of rest and rejuvenation. So pregnancy is anyway quite physically demanding, and finding moments of silence does offer an opportunity for rest and rejuvenation. And when the mother engages in quiet activities, also like breathing and gentle stretching and taking warm bath, or practicing restorative yoga and just replenishing her energy levels and promoting her well-being. But when she aligns all these practices with staying present to the sense of stillness and silence within, it really enhances the effects of all these activities at the same time. Now, embracing silence also allows the body to relax, recharge, and prepare for the transformative journey ahead. So embracing silence does not mean isolation. This is so crucial to remember if you are going to encourage the mothers to have this practice in their life. It's very much required that you remind them that this doesn't mean that they have to be isolated. It is it is essential to actually seek support and guidance from trusted partner, family members, or healthcare providers, doulas, midwives, or other support groups to share their thoughts, concerns, and experiences with others who can provide understanding and guidance on whatever matter they need guidance on, and further enhance the power of silence by creating safe space and nurture a space for expression and connection. So once they can use the power of connection, the power of silence, with just taking that time of maybe reflection if required. But at the end of the day, they should not feel alone. And if they feel like sharing and they feel like connecting to other beings and sharing whatever they experience in silence, that should be welcomed at all times. So the power of silence should not be underestimated by saying that, and by intentionally creating the moments of stillness and embracing silence, mothers can really tap into the wellspring of their own inner strength, peace, and connection, and from reducing stress and promoting self-reflection to foster emotional balance and nurture the bond with the baby. Silence does hold a transformative potential throughout this miraculous journey of pregnancy. Now, let's look at creating sacred space through silence during pregnancy. So, creating the sacred space through silence can be a very beautiful practice during pregnancy. And this can allow the mother to connect with herself and the baby, and also allow her to be very mindful of her journey. And some of the suggestions that can help her create that sacred space would be: first is to find a quiet and comfortable place. Choose a place in her home or outdoors where she can sit or lie down comfortably, and ensure that it's free from distractions and noise, and allowing one to fully immerse in herself in the silence. And then creating an intention. So before entering into the sacred space, setting an intention for the practice. So it could be to deepen the bond with the baby, or cultivating inner peace, or simply embrace the present moment and just stay still, just being. This could also be another intention. That this will help reduce the number of thoughts in the mind and just stay focused on your intent. Now, another practice that can be added on that can enhance that sacred space is deep breathing. So one can really begin by taking few deep and slow breaths to help calm the mind and body. Inhale deeply by filling the lungs and exhaling fully to release the tension or stress. And then embracing the stillness and mindfulness. So one can really close their eyes and bring the awareness to the present moment and allow their mind to settle and observe any thoughts or sensations without any judgment. So one can focus on sensation within their body and also at the moments of the baby. Then they can also take some time to connect with the baby and placing their hands on the belly and gently connecting with life flowing within them, and feel the movements and send loving thoughts and intention to visualize and loving thoughts and intention to the baby to maybe end the practice. And then she can also visualize a sacred nurturing space for both of them being present in the moment. And then she can also use can enhance the silence practice by incorporating guided meditation or visualization, especially designed for pregnancy. So in continuation to the silence practice, that can be added, so that since the environment is already created, this can help deepen the connection with oneself and take it further to deeper meditative states. And she can also use this time to end the silent space with affirmations or mantras and repeat some silent mantras and choose phrases that resonate with the mother. Maybe phrases like, and I'm connected to the miracle of life, I trust in my body's wisdom, I embrace the journey of motherhood, and then take a moment to express your gratitude for the gift of pregnancy and opportunity to nurture a new life, and then acknowledge the strength and wisdom within herself for embarking on this incredible journey. Then she can also take time to journal her experiences, and after the silent practice, she can just jot down her thoughts, emotions, and experiences. And writing can actually be a very powerful way to reflect on the pregnancy journey and reflecting on the present moment and deepen the connection with her own self. And we need to remember that creating a sacred space through silence is really a very personal practice, and one can really adapt it to suit their own individual needs and preferences. So one really needs to allow themselves to fully embrace the silence and let it nurture the mind, body, spirit as one prepares for the beautiful adventure for the motherhood especially. Now, let's look at deepening mind-body connection through silence during pregnancy. So deepening the mind-body connection through silence can be a very powerful way to tune into your own inner self and foster a deeper awareness of one's body's wisdom. And some of the way one can do that is, again, beginning with choosing a quiet place where one is comfortable and it's tranquil around, and you can sit down without distractions, and creating that environment that promotes a sense of peace and relaxation. And then beginning to settle into stillness, closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths, allowing your body to settle into the state of stillness, and let go of any tension or stress, and consciously release all the thoughts, concerns that might be occupying the mind. Then body awareness and scanning can also be practiced. So directing your attention inward and focus on the physical sensation in the body, and then starting from the top of the head, gradually moving the awareness to your body, other parts of the body, and scanning any areas of tension and discomfort, and then relaxing into that and noticing the subtle changes and in the sensations that are occurring within the body as you bring your attention to the different areas of body. And then one can connect with the breath. So paying attention to the breath as it naturally flows in and out, and following the inhalation and exhalation, and noticing the rise and fall of the belly, and using the breath as anchor to bring you into the present moment and cultivate a sense of calm and centeredness. And then embracing the sensations without judgment. As you sit in silence and observe any sensations that arise within the body without any judgment, whether it's the movement of the baby or the gentle fluttering or stretching of the muscles, and embracing these sensations as beautiful connection to the growing life within you, and allowing oneself to fully experience and accepting them. And then practicing body-focused mindfulness. So choosing a specific area of body, maybe the womb, or bringing the awareness to that particular area, and then visualizing warm, loving light radiating from the womb, and then also from your heart, and enveloping the baby completely, and then connecting with the nurturing energy that flows through you and fostering a deep bond with the baby. One can also add practices of self-compassion and affirmation, and you can offer, the mother can actually offer loving kindness and compassion during the sacred time. And she can repeat affirmations silently, like, I'm deeply connected to the body and the baby. I trust my body's ability to bring forth new life. I embrace the journey of motherhood with love and acceptance. And And then, if she feels like, then she can journal her reflections after the silent practice, taking just those few moments to note down her experience and insights that arouse during the practice. And journaling can be a powerful way to enhance the connection, deepen the connection with herself, her journey, even the silent practice, because that will encourage her to go back to the practice over and over again. If she has recalled those moments of bliss and stillness within. And we need to remember that key to deepening our body-mind connection to silence is really to approach it with openness, curiosity, and self-compassion. And one needs to allow themselves to fully immerse in the present moment and embrace the profound journey of going deep into the practice of silence. And when we learn to cultivate this connection, we can tap into our inner wisdom and nurture a consistent sense of peace, joy, and empowerment that arises through the help of this beautiful practice. And then managing stress and anxiety through silence. So managing stress and anxiety through silence during pregnancy can also provide a valuable opportunity for self-care and emotional well-being. And some of the ways that we can approach this is to first prioritizing the calm, quiet mind. And we can carve our regular periods of silence and solitudes in our day. We need to prioritize this quiet time with ourselves and find that peaceful space where we can be alone without distractions. And this can be as short as few minutes or as long as we need. Then we can always deep breathing is also effective technique for calming the mind and relaxing the body, and sitting down comfortably, closing our eyes and focusing on our breath, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our mouth has immediate effects on releasing any stress, and repeating as many times we need to unwind ourselves. And then we can add some mindfulness meditation to the practice, and it can help us bring our attention to the present moment without judgment. We can sit down or lie down and close our eyes, focus on our breath, or focus on a specific point of the body or maybe thoughts. And then when the thoughts or the worries arise, we can just acknowledge them without getting caught up in them and gently guide our attention back to the present moment. We can also use guided relaxation or yoga nidra to allow our body to relax constantly, and these can help us relax and release tension and reduce any anxiety in the moment. And we can also incorporate soothing music, affirmation, or imagery that promotes the feeling of peace and serenity. And then we can also incorporate some mental visualization if we feel like, then visualizing ourselves in a serene, calming environment, and visualizing that peaceful natural setting, maybe like a beach or a forest, and visualizing sights and sounds and sensations that are accompanying us in that natural setting, and engaging our senses in a positive imagery can really help elevate any stress and anxiety. Maybe just taking on the practice to journal and express leftover worries through writing. And if we just set aside that time to write, to journal, and take the moment to value that time when silence or practicing deep meditation or yoga nidra, and whatever insights that came through that practice, or whatever worries are still left, we can just put it down on the paper and allow those to flow and release whatever the leftover anxiety and tension in our body, mind, or being. And this process can help us gain more clarity and process leftover feelings and find a sense of calm amidst the chaos. And then it can also provide emotional release let's look at emotional release through silence. So giving ourselves permission to feel and express our emotions without judgment. That is what silence can provide. And during those silent moments, we can allow any emotions that arise to flow and to be present with them and simply observe them. And we can also choose to practice self-compassion and acceptance by acknowledging that it is normal to experience a range of emotions, especially during the journey of pregnancy. And then if stress and anxiety becomes overwhelming, then we should not hesitate to seek support from our healthcare provider, therapist, or support groups or family, and so that they can provide required guidance, tools, and coping strategies to help navigate through any emotional, mental challenges that mother might be facing. And we need to remember that each person's experience is so unique, and so it's important to find practices and combination of practices that resonate with the mother and that they can adapt to their own needs. And by incorporating silence and mindfulness into our daily routine, we can create a space for inner peace, reduce stress, and cultivate emotional well-being, especially for mother and the baby. Now, let's look at fostering intuition and inner wisdom through silence during pregnancy. Now, fostering intuition and inner wisdom can really help us tap into innate knowledge and make empowered decisions for ourselves and for the baby. And some of the ways we can cultivate intuition and wisdom through silence is first, stillness and self-reflection. So we can set aside those regular moments of silence to sit in stillness and turn our attention inward and allow ourselves to be fully present with our thoughts, emotion, and sensation, and reflect on our pregnancy journey, our hopes, fears, and desire, or whatever may arise in the moment, and embrace the silence as an opportunity to listen to our own inner voice and gain clarity. And then we can cultivate trust in our instincts. So pregnancy is a time when our intuition can become very enhanced and heightened. And embracing our own instinct and trusting in our own wisdom that arises within us can be a great way to utilize the best from this practice. And when we are faced with choices or decisions, then taking time to listen to our own gut feeling and honoring what feels right for us and the baby. And then meditation for inner guidance. We can also engage in guided meditation or visualization that are focused on connecting with our own inner guidance and wisdom. And these practices can help you cultivate a deeper sense of intuition. And you can visualize yourself surrounded by a loving and supportive light and ask for guidance and clarity. And one can listen attentively to any messages or insight that might arise during this practice. And then nature connection. So we can spend time in nature and embrace the silence that it offers. So nature has a way of nurturing our intuition and connecting us to our inner wisdom. So we can take walks in serene natural environment, or sit by a tree, or spend time near water bodies and observe the beauty of nature and allow it to inspire and guide us. And then taking that intuitive movement also can be a great practice. So we can engage in gentle movement practices, maybe restorative yoga, or just simply walking to just foster a mind-body connection and access our intuition. So as you pay attention to your body, all the feelings that arises and the sensations that are arising in the body, that allows us to find that deeper innate wisdom within us. And listening to the signals of our body can guide us to our more innate choices through amalgamating movement and silence. This practice can be done without being in a yoga class and just being in a setting where you're alone, no music, no nothing, just you, that stillness, finding that stillness in the moment. And trusting the process. So one can really embrace the silence as opportunity to surrender to the natural process of pregnancy journey or any other journey of life if you're not pregnant and just practicing this otherwise. So trusting your one's body, especially the mother can know how to nurture herself and bring forth the new life and choose to nurture the baby also in a way that she truly desires, and cultivating that inner knowing that she's capable and wise and that she has all the resources within herself to navigate through this journey. And then cultivating that self-care, so mother can really choose to prioritize self-care practices that promotes silence and relaxation and inner reflection. And this could include taking soothing baths, engaging in gentle body care rituals, or simply taking those moments of quiet solitude. And then nurturing yourself in this way creates the space for your intuition to emerge and for your inner wisdom to guide you. And then we need to remember that developing intuition and tapping into our inner wisdom is a very personal and ongoing process. And it's just we need to allow ourselves to be patient and gentle as we cultivate these qualities. And through embracing silence and creating moments of stillness, we can deepen our connection to our intuition and access the wisdom that will support us throughout our journey. And then sacred sound of silence during pregnancy. So in midst of the busyness and constant stimulation of modern life, embracing the sacred sound of silence can be transformative, and creating moments of stillness and tranquility really allows us to cultivate that deep inner connection, foster emotional well-being, and also for mothers allows a great way to connect and bond with her baby. So the significance of sacred sound of silence is that it can provide practical ways to incorporate moments of silence into daily life, and through that we can nurture a sense of inner peace and harmony. So one way is to just embrace solitude. So we need to carve out regular periods of solitude and embrace pregnancy through the sacred sound of silence. And we need to find that quiet space where we can be alone and with our thoughts, emotions, whatever arises. And then we use this time to tune into our inner self and replenish our energy and allow the silence to envelop us and create that space of deep introspection and reflection. And the true silence and the true solitude only happens in the moment when we are even able to let go of our identity of who we believe ourselves to be. When we say our name, there comes, we are born in a certain way, in a certain culture, certain family, certain location, and blah, blah, blah. And we have a certain life, and we were born on this day, and we have all the stories of what we did. When we are willing to let go and set aside that identification with our name and everything that surrounds it, the whole life that is created for this person, and be able to observe our entire life through a center space of observant, that's when we can actually be in true solitude. Now we can also create and add a practice of deep meditation which can allow us to access the sacred sound of silence. And we need to find the technique that resonates with us. Maybe just setting aside this time of sitting in stillness and silence can really allow a mind to settle and our inner wisdom to emerge. And when we can choose certain meditations, maybe the way I said, if it's important to set aside our identification with our identity of who we believe who we are, you can do some Vedantic meditations, especially coming from Advaita Vedanta, and listen to the meditation of who I am, maybe from sages and saints like Ramana Maharishi or Adi Shankaracharya, if that is what of your interest is. But if you still feel too attached to the material life and your own stories and the way your personality is, if there is too much of attachment, then we can just focus on how we can nurture and remove any unwanted, unserving things from the personality itself. But if one is willing to go beyond the personality itself, then maybe choosing meditations that allows us complete set of stillness and solitude, which is unidentifying with who you believe you are as a personality, then that meditation can really offer that true space of solitude and inner connection. We can incorporate breath work, gentle breath work, prior entering into that state of calm and tranquility, and exploring some deep belly breathing and alternative breathing can be a great idea. This allows us to focus on focusing on the soothing rhythm of breath as it flows, and that creates a harmonious connection between our body and mind, and hence enhances the experience of sacred sound of silence. And we can also use connection with nature, which provides a serene backdrop for experiencing the sacred sound of silence. Because when we are present within nature, then it can allow us to take off our focus from our own personal self and all our own personal problems, and then focus it on the nature, everything that is happening there. Maybe just taking a walk in silence in the nature, and allow the sights and the sounds and the sensations that are occurring in the nature to envelop ourselves, and then connecting to the gentle rhythm of earth and the inherent wisdom that Mother Earth holds. All of that can be a beautiful, great practice in order to dive deep into the sacred sound of silence. And we can also choose to engage in sound therapy, and exploring the therapeutic effect of sound during pregnancy can also be a great idea. If you just cannot be in silence, then maybe sometimes music can take you into silence. So listening to calming music or just nature sound, specifically designed sometimes for prenatal meditation also. There are tracks that promotes relaxation and harmony, especially for mothers. And then experimenting with gentle chanting or humming, which can create soothing vibration within the body. That can be a great idea. And engaging with sounds that resonates with your inner being and deepen your connection with the sacred sound of silence can also be a great idea. You can also perform some sacred rituals and ceremony around it. So we can incorporate that and create a ritual that involves silence, like lighting a candle, burning incense, creating a sacred space in your home, and using this time to reflect on gratitude or connect with our baby on a deeper level. And we can just perform all these rituals just prior to entering into the silent space, and this can actually create a very effective environment and set a very beautiful intention in the beginning itself in order to dive deep into this experience. And engaging in rituals can really bring that sense of reverence and sacredness to this experience. And then we can add mindful listening. And practicing mindful listening is a way to cultivate the sense of soundness, cultivate the sacred sound of silence, and engaging in activities that allows us to be fully present with the silence, like maybe just listening to the bird songs, flowing water, or rustle of leaves. All of this, whether indoor or outdoor, that whatever allows us to focus our attention on the intricacies of sound, that further allows us to draw us into the state of stillness and heightened awareness. We can also incorporate gentle movement in silence, and when we are practicing gentle yoga or just walking, instead of listening to music or podcast, we can just embrace the silence as we move each step one by one, and being so fully present to each moment that is occurring in the body, and being mindful with every movement and paying attention to every sensation and the rhythm of our breath and the subtle shifts that are occurring every moment in the body, and then hence embracing and completely occupying ourselves in that sacred space of silence within us. I hope this was contributive to you, and you will further contribute to many souls through this. With that, thank you and namaste.